Hello and welcome to our virtual music class. Let's go ahead and get started. Be my echo. That means you listen first and then you copy. Hello! Now your turn. My turn. Hello! And your turn. My turn. Hello. 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 Good job being my echo. It's getting kind of chilly out. I have the perfect song for us. Make 2 leaves with your hands and copy me. The leaves are green, the nuts are brown. They hang so high they won't fall down. Leave them alone till frosty weather and they will all fall down together. Good job copying me. Let's do that again. See if you can move just like me. Here we go. The leaves are green, the nuts are brown. They hang so high they won't fall down. Leave them alone till frosty weather and they will all fall down together. Good job. Now let's try that Mr. Rabbit style and let's go fast. Here we go. Show me your 2 leaves. The leaves are green, the nuts are brown. They hang so high they won't fall down. Leave them alone till frosty weather and they will all fall down together. Good job. Now let's try it Mr. Turtle style and go slow. The leaves are green, the nuts are brown. They hang so high they won't fall down. Leave them alone till frosty weather and they will all fall down together. Good job. Speaking of frosty weather, I love a nice warm bowl of soup when it gets cold out. Chop, chop, and here we go. Chop, chop, chippity chop. Cut off the bottom and cut off the top. What we have left we'll throw in the pot. Chop, chop, chippity chop. Now today we're going to make vegetable soup. Put your carrots on your tray and here we go. Chop, chop, chippity chop. Cut off the bottom and cut off the top. What we have left we'll throw in the pot. Chop, chop, chippity chop. Celery is very delicious in a warm bowl of soup. Let's add in some celery. Put it on a tray and here we go. Chop, chop, chippity chop. Cut off the bottom and cut off the top. What we have left we'll throw in the pot. Chop, chop, chippity chop. What else would go good? Maybe some tomatoes. Put them on a tray and here we go. Chop, chop, chippity chop. Cut off the bottom and cut off the top. What we have left we'll throw in the pot. Chop, chop, chippity chop. Is that a green vegetable? How about green beans? Put them on a tray and here we go. Chop, chop, chippity chop. Cut off the bottom and cut off the top. What we have left we'll throw in the pot. Chop, chop, chippity chop. Now grab the world's biggest spoon and stir slow as you can go. Can you go even slower? Mr. Turtle style. Go really slow. Go really fast. It's boiling over. We have to save our soup. Now let's go slow. Mr. Turtle style. And fast. Like Mr. Rabbit likes. Now slow. Now sprinkle in some salt. Sprinkle in some pepper. Now dip it in and take a sip. Ooh, that was a really good soup. Now quickly take a look at your worksheet here. K1 assignment 11-16. Question number 1, what type of soup did we make? Did we make watermelon soup? Or did we make vegetable soup? Circle the correct answer. Number 2, Mr. Turtle likes to go slow or fast? Which one does Mr. Turtle like? Circle the correct answer. All right, friends. Put your arm like me and your hand like me. Do what you see me do. 5 little turkeys standing in a row. The first little turkey said, I don't want to grow. The second little turkey said, why'd you say that? The third little turkey said, I'm getting kind of fat. The fourth little turkey said, Thanksgiving's near. And the fifth little turkey said, yes, that's what I hear. And the 5 little turkeys that were standing in a row all said together, come on, let's go. Let's see if we can do that together. Let's go over those different motions. 5 little turkeys standing in a row. The first little turkey said, I don't want to grow. And there we grab our thumb and shake our head back and forth. The second little turkey said, why'd you say that? And we use it with our voice like it's a question. Why'd you say that? Grabbing your first finger and the third finger, the third little turkey said, I'm getting kind of fat. Grab your next finger. The fourth little turkey said, Thanksgiving's near. We're a little bit excited there. Something's coming up. The fourth little turkey said, Thanksgiving's near. And the fifth little turkey said, yes, that's what I hear. And then we put our turkeys back in their row. And the 5 little turkeys that were standing in a row all said together. Now we're going to make our arm do a swoop motion. Let's try it. All said together, come on, let's go. Let's try that ending together. All said together, come on, let's go. Very good job, friends. All right, friends, speaking of turkeys, I have a turkey song for you. This is a listening song, which means I will sing, you will listen, and be quiet. Here we go. Little girl, little boy, yes, ma'am. Did you go to the barn? Yes, ma'am. Did you feed my turkeys? Yes, ma'am. Did you get any eggs? Yes, ma'am. Did you bring them home? Yes, ma'am. Did you give them to your mama? Yes, ma'am. Did you put them in the bread? Yes, ma'am. But did you give you some? Yes, ma'am. Well, did my turkeys get out? Yes, ma'am. They got out of their cage? Yes, ma'am. Will you help me find them? Yes, ma'am. Well, come on, let's go. Yes, ma'am. Shoot turkey, shoot, shoot, 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 shoot turkey, shoot. Good job. Now there was a part there that I was repeating over and over and over. Take a look at your question number 3. In Shoot Turkey, what part do we sing over and over? Am I singing, did you get any eggs? Over and over? Or am I singing, yes, ma'am? Yes, ma'am. Now this time I want you to listen for every time I say yes, ma'am. Are you ready? Little girl, little boy, yes, ma'am. Did you go up to the barn? Yes, ma'am. Did you feed my turkeys? Yes, ma'am. Did you get any eggs? Yes, ma'am. Did you bring them home? Yes, ma'am. Did you give them to your mama? Yes, ma'am. Did you put them in the bread? Yes, ma'am. Did you give you some? Yes, ma'am. Did my turkeys get out? Yes, ma'am. They got out of the cage? Yes, ma'am. Will you help me find them? Yes, ma'am. Well, come on, let's go. Yes, ma'am. Now, every time I say yes, ma'am, this time I'd like you to join me. You will see my hand go like this when it is your turn. Little girl, little boy, yes, ma'am. Did you go up to the barn? Yes, ma'am. Did you feed my turkeys? Yes, ma'am. Did you get any eggs? Yes, ma'am. Did you bring them home? Yes, ma'am. Did you give them to your mama? Yes, ma'am. Did you put them in the bread? Yes, ma'am. Did you give you some? Yes, ma'am. Did my turkeys get out? Yes, ma'am. They got out of their cage? Yes, ma'am. Will you help me find them? Yes, ma'am. Well, come on, let's go. Yes, ma'am. Good job. And now that second part, That's the fun part. Make turkey wings. And can you flap your wings with me? Shoot turkey, shoot, shoot, 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 shoot turkey, shoot. And at the end of the song, we freeze. Very good job, friends. All right, now we're going to combine something and get a little wacky. You can find an instrument around your house. It could be any instrument you'd like. You can find a shaker. You could use your hands. You can use your lap drum, anything you like. But I am going to go get a shaker. There we go. Now, every time we say the words, yes, ma'am, we are going to play our instrument, whether it be our hands, or our laps, or a shaker. And we are going to play our instrument with those words. So it will look like this. Little girl, little boy, yes, ma'am. I played it 2 times. Yes, ma'am. Let's practice that together. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. Here we go. Little girl, little boy, yes, ma'am. Did you go to the barn? Yes, ma'am. But did you feed my turkeys? Yes, ma'am. Did you get any eggs? Yes, ma'am. Did you bring them home? Yes, ma'am. Did you give them to your mama? Yes, ma'am. Did you put them in the breast? Yes, ma'am. Did you give you some? Yes, ma'am. Did my turkeys get out? Yes, ma'am. They got out of their cage? Yes, ma'am. Will you help me find them? Yes, ma'am. And come on, let's go. Yes, ma'am. And the next part, shoot turkey, you get to play your instrument and dance. Here we go. Shoot turkey, shoot, shoot, 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 shoot turkey, shoot. Good job, friends. All right, friends, we're going to now listen to a song by Mozart called Rondo alla Turca, and I'd like you to copy me, do exactly what you see me do. And that's where we will stop today. Now, go ahead and take out your K1 assignment. Question number 4. In the space below, draw how you felt when listening to Sonata in A major, Rondo alla Turca by Mozart, and write that emotion on the line below. So draw how it makes you feel. If it makes you feel happy, draw a smiley face. If it makes you feel sad, you draw a frowny face, angry, relaxed, or calm, however you feel. Draw it on your face, write it on the line. And now it is time for our Composer of the Month. Let's see who we have today. November's Composer of the Month is Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Mozart was born to Leopold in 1756 in what is now Salzburg, Austria. His father, Leopold Mozart, was a choir master, a minor composer, and an experienced teacher. At age 4, Mozart began keyboard lessons, and by age 5, he was composing short pieces. At the age of 8, Wolfgang published his first 2 sonatas for the harpsichord, and by the age of 13, he had composed his first opera at the request of an emperor. One of his most famous pieces is called Eine kleine Nachtmusica, which is German for a little night music. On December 5th, 1791, Mozart died at 35 years of age, leaving behind a collection of more than 600 compositions. Some of these pieces are considered to be the finest works in the classical style. Alright friends, as Mozart is our composer of the month, I brought in a very special story for you today. The Magic Flute. Mozart wrote a very special opera called The Magic Flute, and our story here today walks us through the story of this opera. As we listen, if you listen carefully in the background, you will hear some of the music from the Magic Flute itself. Magic Flute. Here we go. Once upon a time, on a day that seemed like any other, Prince Tamino was out hunting in the forest. It was such a lovely day that he didn't hear a strange sound behind him, a sound that grew louder and louder. Suddenly, snap, sizzle, roar! A huge dragon crashed through the trees, its flaming mouth wide open. Help! Help! Tamino shouted as he ran through the forest as fast as he could. The roaring monster just a few steps behind him. I can't run any farther, he exclaimed, collapsing to the ground, unconscious. Just then, 3 gleaming silver arrows streaked through the air and struck the dragon. With a thundering crash, the dragon fell dead. From out of the shadows stepped 3 lovely young ladies, bows in hand. They approached Tamino. Who can he be? They asked each other. Surely he is a prince. We must tell the Queen of the Night. And they went away. Prince Tamino awoke to find the dragon dead at his feet. Who killed this terrible monster and saved my life? Tamino gasped in surprise. I did, boasted the lovely-looking fellow, covered in feathers. Who are you? Asked Tamino. I'm Papageno, the bird catcher, the man replied. If it weren't for me, you'd be dead. How'd you do it? Tamino asked. When you're as brave as I am, it's easy, answered Papageno. Kaboom! With a sudden clap of thunder, the Queen of the Night appeared before them. Nonsense, she snapped, her hands and eyes flashing angrily. My lady slew that dragon. Then the Queen softened her voice and smiled sadly at Tamino. Please, forgive my anger. Take pity on a poor, heartbroken mother. The evil sorcerer, Sarastro, has stolen my daughter. I do not have the power to rescue her. The Queen showed Tamino a portrait of Pamina. The instant Tamino saw Pamina's warm and gentle smile, he fell in love. I will find her, he vowed. If you bring her back to me, you may have her hand in marriage, said the Queen. Kaboom! And with another clap of thunder, the Queen of the Night disappeared. As Tamino prepared to take on his quest, the 3 ladies approached. Poor Tamino, cooed the first lady. The forest is so dangerous. We must help him, said the second. Tamino, called the third, here's a gift to protect you on your journey. A magic flute. When you play it, you will charm both man and beast. And you, Papageno, scolded one of the ladies. As punishment for claiming that you killed the dragon, you must go with Tamino through the dark forest to Sarastro's Temple of Light. So the 2 men set off into the dark, dreary forest. Where are we? Shivered Papageno. We've been walking for hours. I think we're lost, admitted Tamino. But we must be brave. Maybe some music will lift our spirits. With that, he took out his magic flute and began to play a tune. The ladies had been right, for as the beautiful music drifted through the forest, animals of all kinds crept softly out of their hiding places. Follow us, they said. We will lead you to Sarastro's Temple of Light. There it is, Tamino marveled when he saw the magnificent temple. Impressive, Papageno stammered with fright. You go on ahead, Tamino. I'll just look around. Tamino pounded on the door. Sorrestro, evil villain, answer me. You stole Pamino from the king of the night, queen of the night, and I have come to rescue her. A priest opened the door and said, You are mistaken, young man. Sorrestro is honest and noble. He is protecting Pamina. Her true destiny is to inherit Sorrestro's kingdom of light. The queen is evil. She wants to destroy everything that is good, even her own daughter. Sorrestro is protecting the princess? The queen wants to harm Pamina? How can this be? Tamino wondered out loud. Then he remembered the queen's cruel, cold eyes. He realized that the priest was telling the truth. He shook his head sadly. I think I've made a terrible mistake, Tamino said to Papageno. But his friend was nowhere to be found. Tamino began to play his flute. Lucky Papageno! He had found Pamina. What a funny man you are, she said, laughing with delight. Who are you? I'm Papageno. Prince Tamino and I have come to rescue you. It was a most dangerous journey, but nothing frightens me. And they heard the sound of Tamino's music. His flute. Can you hear it? Follow me, he said. The moment Pamina saw the prince, she fell in love. But before either of them could say a word, a gong sounded from somewhere deep within the temple, and the wise and powerful Sorrestro greeted them. Right away, he saw how much the prince and princess loved each other. Pamina, I will give you my blessing to marry Tamino, he said, his eyes twinkling, but only if he can pass 3 tests, one of silence, one of patience, and one of courage. When Papageno heard that, he jumped up. What about me? I want a wife too. Very well, said Sorrestro with a laugh. If you pass the 3 tests, you will find love as well. A little Papageno. And this is where we'll stop today. Next week, we'll be able to hear the rest of the story.